Good evening, students and parents. Tonight's lesson is all about reading and writing numbers using expanded form. Get those notebooks ready and those pencils. You're going to need to take some notes on this one. In last night's lesson, we talked about standard form, word form, and expanded form. Today we're going to spend a little more time showing different ways that we can use expanded form. So it says up here in this problem, how many ways can I write 3,452 in expanded form? Well, we did it last night like this. We said that we have 3,000s plus 400s plus 50 plus 2. And you can see if I write it over here in my place value chart, don't forget that comma, 452. Okay, this is going to help us a little so we can visualize the other ways that we can write this in expanded form. One way that we can look at this is to think about the places. I could write this as 34 what? 34 hundreds. So I might write it like this, 34 hundreds. And what do I have left over? I have 52, and you always look for the one that's in the last place here. That would be 52 ones. That's another way that I could write this in expanded form. Looks kind of strange, but that's it. I'll show you it. I can prove it. I've got 34, and here's a little tip. When I hear hundreds, how many zeros are in 100? Hope you said 2. So I'm going to put 2. And 52 ones. How many zeros follow the ones place? Nope, none. So if I take 3,400 plus 52, you're going to get our original number. Good job. Okay, is there another way that we could write this? Let me switch colors here. Let's see. What if I wrote this? What if I put 345, where am I? I'm in the tens place now. And I still have to remember this 2, so I'll put 2 ones. Let's see if that'll work. I have 345 tens. How many zeros are in a 10? Oh yeah, there's 1 plus 2 ones. 3,450 plus 2 does give us our original number, 3,452. Okay, there's other ways that you could have written this as well. Here's one more. Let's see if I can find a place in here to write it. What if I just went with 3,000s and maybe I want to do this, the 45, and I'm in the tens place now. 45 tens, and still my 2 ones. Can you think of any other ways? If so, feel free to write them down. I came up with one more. Right here in green, I thought, what about 3,000 and then 452 ones? That also is another way to write 3,452 in expanded form. Okay, with this example, we're going to try a number that's a little bigger. Sorry about that, that's my dog. We can write the number 28,736 in expanded form in a variety of ways. Here's the traditional way, 20,000 plus 8,000 plus 700 plus 30 plus 6. But we can also think of this as 2 10,000s. Let's see, I'll put a 2 there. 8,000s, 700s, 3 10s, and 6 ones. Okay? Now, let's start trying some of those tricky ways. What are you thinking? Should we go with 28,000 first? Let's try it. 28, and I go with where the last number is. That's thousands. And maybe this time I just want to go ahead and do 736 ones. That works. How about, what if I do 2 10,000s? And let's see. What were you thinking? Were you thinking 8700s like me? Okay, I'm going to write that one down. And maybe you were thinking, oh, don't forget the 36. Okay, I won't. I'll put those 36 ones right here. There's quite a few different ways you could do this number. You might have also thought about 287 hundreds. I'm going to try to write kind of fast. 3 10s, 6 1s. You can see you could go on and on. There's a lot of ways that you could write these numbers. But make sure that as you're doing them, you remember what I said. So if I do 287 hundreds, that's 287. How many zeros are in 100? 2. And you can see I had 2 spots right here. Plus 3 10s. There's 1 0 in the 10s. Plus 6 1s. And if I add that all up, I get my original number. And that will check with all of these. Make sure you're writing down 2 examples. Okay, now when you take a test, you know they always have to put it in some kind of tricky way. Oftentimes you'll see something like this. Select all the options with 54,625 written in expanded form. And you're thinking, well, okay. So here are my choices. I have to pick all of the ones that mean the same thing as this. Oh, I forgot to hold my screen down. There we go. So let's try them out. If I have 5 10,000, so I've got a 5. How many zeros are in 10,000? There are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I would be adding to that 46 hundreds. So there's a 46, 2 zeros in the hundreds, plus 25 ones. Okay, let's see what that looks like. I would have 50,000, and here's another 4,000. There's a 6 in the hundreds, and 25. Hey, that one is definitely a choice. Now go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try these other 4 choices and come back and we'll check our work and see if we found the other options that show 54,625 written in expanded form. Okay, let's check in and see what we have so far. If I look at this next one, I have 5 10,000s right here. So I have 5, and then there's 4 zeros in 10,000s, plus 4 3 zeros in 1,000, plus 62, 2 zeros in the hundreds, plus 5. I added all of them up and I got 60,205. Nope, that one doesn't work. Now I went down here to this one, and this is the one I wrote in red. This time I have 50 thousands, so there's 3 zeros in thousands. 46, there's my 46 hundreds, 2 zeros in hundreds. 20, I wrote the 20 down first, and then the tens, and there's my 0 for the tens, plus 5. So I added all those up, and this time I got 54,805. Nope, that doesn't work. Let's try one together now. 50,000, so I'm going to write the 50, 3 zeros in the thousands, plus 40 hundreds, so I write my 40, and then the 2 zeros for the hundreds, and then I can put my comma in, plus 60, what are they, tens, so I have to add my 0 for a 10, plus 25 ones. Now if I add this up, let's see if I can find a spot here, 50,000, 4,000, 625. Hey, this one worked, so we can mark this one. And then there is one more. Let's see if I can find a new color here. How about this one? Okay, I'm going to try 54,000. So 54. Hope you remembered 3 zeros for thousands, plus 6 hundreds, 2 zeros, plus 2 tens have 1 zero, plus 5 ones. Okay, let's try to write this one. I can see this one. 54,000. Then I've got my 625. And that one also shows this number. So I hope you can see how you need to write this one out. It is a few steps, but they love to put these kind of problems on tests. Make sure that you've written down some examples in your book. If you have any questions, don't forget we will talk about this tomorrow in class. But for now, what I need you to do is to go online and take your quick check on your module for math tonight. See you tomorrow.